Joan mentioned religious 2 or 3 times, and it brings to mind the definition of religious. The prefix "re" again, and from the Latin "legere," if I'm pronouncing it correctly, which we find in the word ligament, to reconnect. And I think this is what was so important in those early days, to be connected. The downtown church, as we lovingly call it, the downtown church was active. People sat in the aisles in folding chairs. The pews were filled. Dr. Waldemar W. Argo was very popular and a very successful minister. So why, in my own case, in 57 and 1959, should I consider coming to this newly forming group of separatists? Well, one reason, in addition to what Joan indicated, was convenience. Most of us lived out in the Towson area. We commuted into Franklin Street to attend services. I was away a lot. I am a ship's officer, master mariner, etc., and was working up and down the coast, and was away a good deal of the time. But when we lived in Rhode Island, we attended the small UU, it wasn't UU, it was a Unitarian church in Newport, Rhode Island, and also the Unitarian church in Fall River, Massachusetts, nearby. So we had a passing familiarity with Unitarianism, at least I did, having been away so much. But the spirit that Joan spoke of, that sense of purpose and fellowship and caring, was so strong that we persisted. I had lunch with Dr. Argo and Francis Pettyjohn, who many of you know, who is deceased. Had lunch with Francis and Argo, and Argo was supportive of the idea of Unitarian growth, but at the same time was unhappy with the idea of active members leaving the church downtown and forming a fellowship. He felt this was a loss, and understandably. But again, we persisted, and before I wander too far, let me get my little crib notes here.
It's too late.
Dr. Argo. But this quest was continued then and continues today. I don't think that anyone is, at least I don't feel I am finished with my search. The quest for understanding, the search for meaning, the existential angst of who we are and why. A picture was flashed on the screen quickly moments ago showing the Women's Club in Towson. Francis Pettyjohn, his wife, Dorothy Pettyjohn, thank you dear. Dorothy Pettyjohn was a member and arranged to have us use the facilities there. And we would meet at the Women's Club, and the call to service was banging the keys on the pipe in the overhead. My wife Eleanor was active in a little Sunday school we had formed, and it was exciting times. We had very little, Following the use of the Women's Club, we rented the house 406 West Pennsylvania Avenue. I'll never forget that. We built a fire escape so we could meet with the children upstairs. It was really a do-it-yourself project requiring lots of energy, dedication, and we had no money. We had very little money. As Charlie pointed out, young families and rearing children, but that sense of religious cohesion was so strong that we formed these lifelong relationships. Claire spoke about, or wrote about, the need for a home for a free faith tradition. And this is what we have here, a home for that free faith tradition. And we old-timers and graybeards must pass the torch, in this case the flaming chalice, on to the young, vigorous who've come behind us. So I have every confidence that notwithstanding our trials and tribulation regarding space and whatever else, that we will persevere and grow and fulfill our purpose as a religious community.